Hello friends, and welcome to my today's lecture on the summary of the play The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. You all must have read something or the other about William Shakespeare and might definitely know that William Shakespeare was a product of his age, and the variety of plays that he wrote, ranging from comedies, tragedies, tragicomedies, and so on. Today we'll be talking about one of his comedies, The Merchant of Venice. Now, in Merchant of Venice, Antonio is an anti Semitic merchant who takes a loan from the Jew Shylock to help his friend Bassanio to court Portia. Antonio is unable to repay the loan, and without mercy, in a sort of jest, Shylock demands a pound of flesh of Antonio. Now, the heiress, Portia, who is now Antonio's friend, Bassanio's wife, she dresses up as a lawyer and saves Antonio. Now, I'll be discussing the summary of this play act-wise. Now, in Act 1, we see that the Act 1 play begins in Venice, and there's a merchant named Antonio who worries that his ships are overdue. Though his friends try to offer some comfort to him, but his young friends, Bassanio, Graziano, and Lorenzo, they arrive at this place. Bassanio asks Antonio for a loan so that he can pursue the wealthy Portia who lives in Belmont. Antonio is unable, or rather cannot afford the loan that Bassanio wishes to have. Instead, he sends Bassanio to borrow the money on the security of Antonio's expected shipments, which were expected to arrive very soon. Now at Belmont, Portia and her maid Nerissa, they discuss about the suitors who have come in response to Portia's father's strange will. Now, Portia's father had made a will that only that person could marry Portia. Yeah, Portia will marry only that person who actually chooses the correct cascade made from three possible options. And these three possible options were of gold, silver, and lead. But much to Portia's distress, we find that all her suitors were unsatisfactory. That is, nobody could come up to the mark of Portia. However, she remembers a time very fondly when Bassanio had come to Belmont, and that arises some sort of hope in her. Now, Bassanio, he approaches Shylock, who's a Jewish money lender, regarding the loan, and Shylock, since Shylock holds a grudge against Antonio for his lending practices and apparent anti-Semitism, though he does offer Bassanio the loan, but he makes a statement. Instead of charging interest from Bassanio, seemingly as a sort of joke, he asks for a pound of Antonio's flesh. If Antonio or Bassanio is unable to repay the loan within the next 3 months. The bond is agreed to, and Bassanio prepares to leave for Belmont with his friend Graziano. Now, in the Act 2, we find that meanwhile, one of Shylock's servants, Launcelot, he wishes to change the master and persuades Bassanio to employ him. Now, Shylock's daughter, Jessica, also wishes to leave his home and she wants to become a Christian and marry Antonio's friend, Lorenzo. Before he departs, before Launcelot departs to serve his new master, Bassanio, Launcelot takes a letter to Lorenzo that contains plans for Lorenzo and Jessica to elope that night. When Shylock goes out, Jessica escapes to elope, taking all the gold and jewels with her from the house. The next day, Bassanio sets sail for Belmont while Shylock rages over the loss of his daughter who has escaped from the house and also the treasures that she has stolen with her. Now in Belmont, one of Portia's suitors, who was the Prince of Morocco, he chooses the golden casket, while another, the Prince of Aragon, he selects the silver one. Now both of them choose the wrong casket and they are unsuccessful. Now, as Aragon leaves, Bassanio is announced and Portia eagerly goes to greet him. That's all for today. I'll be coming up with the remaining summary of this play. Till then, goodbye and thank you.